What is your name and what do you do?
Okay, my full name is Ron Pierre, that's my middle name, Vignec. And I'm a pastor, a Lutheran pastor, and I work in the Salishan community for the last 18 years.
What do you do to help Salishan?
Excuse me?
What do you do to help Salishan?
Oh, to help Salishan. That's a good question. I think what I try to do is, you asked a hard question, is help people connect with other people. When there's a problem, that they would meet somebody who, if I can't help them, somebody else can. If they need food or they need help in those little things, gas or whatever, I refer them to somebody. And then I preach and I teach and I try to just be kind.
Why did you choose to work in Salishan if you don't live in Salishan?
Ooh, another good question. In my faith, in the religion I believe in, we believe that when somebody says, is a call, okay? And I feel that I was called. In other words, somebody said, Pastor Ron, would you come work here? And I say that's my faith, and I said yes to that call. Just like somebody calls you to the table, and you either say yes or no, and I said yes to this community.
Do you like the way Hope 6 is working out?
I like a lot of it, and some of it I'm concerned about. Hope 6 will bring a whole new community, and that's sometimes good, but I'll miss some of the old things that keep it really a friendly place. I think we have to work together so that the residents here get some of the things that they would hope for their children, for their old people, so it's good, but we have to be. My two words that I use for anybody, including you folks, is pay attention and be attentive to what they're doing. And if you don't like something you see, just speak up. And that's one of the things I do, by the way, is speak up.
Why is Salishan important to you?
You know, everything from the name. The name is a Native American name. It's a beautiful, it means the many colors of people. It's important to me because the people here showed me how to be a real friend, how I could enter their lives even though I don't live here, and be of use. So it's the people, first and all, the people that live here.
Do you think Salishan is a great community?
Yeah, some people wouldn't. I think it is a great community. I think it's great just because of what I said before, of the people that live here. Even though sometimes they don't have everything everyone else might have or they think have, but they know how to celebrate in this community. They know how to cry when it's sad. They know how to laugh really hard when things are funny. And I think that makes everybody feel better. And that's, I think it is a great community because of that.
How did you feel when you first came to Salishan?
I didn't think it was a great community when I first came, because the only thing I saw were a bunch of houses, and they always had the shades down, okay, so you couldn't see in the windows, and they had sheets over the windows. So at first, the first year, it was very difficult for me, and it was only people who welcomed me into their houses, into their living rooms, or their porch or their backyard. And this school, Lister School, was the place that said, well, you're welcome to come here. And it was at Lister School that I learned to know the people.
How long have you been working for Salishan?
Working here? It's 18 years now, which is a long time. That's why I'm so gray.
Was Salishan a good community when you first came?
It was a good community, but it had a lot of troubles. A lot of people didn't have jobs, so they couldn't just go work and make money. Some of our young people got involved, and they still do, some of them, in gangs and in things that were not good for people. So there was a lot of problems, but what we learned here, as you asked this question, is when you give people the ability to do it like you're doing what you're doing here, no matter what age, you can do it. And what what the people here did is they start to learn they could do the things that are make for people to be successful.
Do you plan to stop working for Salishan anytime soon?
No, not anytime soon. I'm glad you asked. As long as Santa Claus is needed, I will be here. Also, I'll be almost 60 years old, which is pretty old to some people, to you who are very young. But I don't feel that old, and I'm going to stay here as long as I can.
Do you have any stories you would like to add?
Yeah, one. Oh, there's so many stories. I called this community, because I used to work, before I came here, a university. And some of you know University of Washington, Pacific Lutheran University comes here every year. University of Puget Sound. And that's where people learn and live and study. And I always call this the University of Salishan. And for many years people laughed, oh, this is not a university. And now we have, right down the street, the University of Washington, Washington State University, where you can get a 4-year degree in the only housing development like this in the whole United States of America. And so I think that is really funny, but it's so serious. And then adults who want to go on to school can actually go on right here, right down the street. And I think you walked over there at one time to where they do it. That's pretty much it. There's so many wonderful stories and some very sad stories. There were many things that made me and others cry when things were really sad. And then that we used to celebrate, though. We used to have big parties here, and we still do, community parties. And this place makes me happy, Lister Elementary School.
Do you have anything else to add?
No, I do, because I'm not sure the students, you're young and it's hard, that what you're doing here, this project of recording people, writing and doing your artwork and learning how this place came, it's so important to those who will come after me, after I leave, that something will be on record here for others to look at and to appreciate. And so at your young lives, you're doing something very important for this community. So I want to say thank you. That's my last word.
Thank you, Pastor.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. Now I want you, this is where he even picked out his house. First I would like somebody to pick out Lister Elementary School. Now what I'm asking you to do now is pay attention and look at, think of how you know the school. What's in front of the school?
Houses. Complex.
No, in the school. I mean, when you walked through the...
People. Like here. People.
Yeah, people, but what is...
This goes right there.
Nobody's picked out the school, and it's the biggest thing there. There it is. This is where you and I are right now.
Hello.
We are in here. Okay?